As the sun blazes overhead, baking the golden sands beneath your feet, you stand on the edge of a dense jungle, the scent of salt and exotic flora mingling in the air. The rhythmic roar of the waves against the shore provides a haunting backdrop to your predicament. Ahead, a narrow path winds into the dense jungle, where the shadows of towering trees and trailing vines promise both peril and possibility. A cacophony of distant bird calls and rustling leaves suggests teeming life, or danger, lurking just out of sight. Pieces of an ancient shipwreck scatter the beach behind you, a stark reminder of the dire circumstances that stranded you here. Not far off, a weathered wooden trunk, half buried in the sand, catches the sunlight. It appears locked, but its curious design might hint at some hidden treasure or crucial supplies.
I point at the weathered trunk and exclaim, "Time to find out what's inside. Stand back." I conjure a small but intense fireball in my palm and hurl it at the lock, aiming to burn it off.
I grab my shield, standing between the trunk and the rest of the group, bellowing, "Stay back, Pyra! That lock might be trapped!"
I dart towards the trunk, slipping past Thoradin and announce, "Hold your fireball, Pyra! Let's see if I can tickle this lock open first." I kneel down, tools at the ready, and start picking the lock with deft, nimble fingers.
I step closer to the trunk, the shadow of death in my wake, and murmur ominously. In the end, all secrets are laid bare. I cast guidance on Wisp to grant her an extra edge while picking the lock.
As Wisp's nimble fingers work the lock, the jungle grows eerily silent. A foreboding hush descended upon you. Suddenly, the underbrush explodes with movement. 3 jagged-shelled crabs, each the size of a small dog, scuttle out, their beady eyes glimmering with malevolence. With surprising agility, the first crab lunges at Thoradin, its pincers snapping menacingly. He raises his shield just in time, the crab's claws clanking harmlessly off the metal. The second crab targets Pyra, moving with lethal efficiency. Just as it's about to snag her with its claws, she twirls gracefully, the creature snapping at thin air. The third charges Wisp, intending to disrupt her delicate task. But before it can reach her, Seraph steps in its path. With a swift and silent motion, he draws a dagger, aiming for a direct strike. Seraph's dagger finds its mark.
I laugh and shout, "Time to turn up the heat!" I conjure a ring of fire around the crabs to trap them, creating a barrier of crackling flames that will dare any to cross.
I tighten my grip on my shield and rush the crab that's snapping at me, bellowing, "Over here, you oversized sea roach!" I bash it with my shield to knock it off balance and draw its attention away from the others.
I stay focused on the lock and mutter, "Crabby crabs, can't a guy work in peace?" My nimble fingers continue to work with the tools, making sure not to lose progress despite the commotion around me.
I smile faintly, the dark inevitability of death a warm comfort. Even death fears the flames, I murmur. I cast Bane on the crabs, causing their attacks to falter.
A blistering wave of heat blazes forth from Pyra's ring of fire, hemming the crabs in with walls of dancing flames. The first crab lunges once more, only to be met with the shattering force of Thoradin's shield. It crumples, lifeless, into the sand. The second crab, daunted by the crackling barrier, makes a desperate leap, but Seraph's Bane spell weaves through it, causing its movement to falter. One misstep lands it into Pyra's inferno, where its exoskeleton pops and sizzles. It collapses, motionless. The final crab makes a last frantic attempt to reach Wisp. With one deft twist of her wrist, the lock clicks open, sending a sharp, victorious sound into the jungle. In the same fluid motion, she spins and thrusts a hidden blade into the crab's soft underbelly. The creature shudders and then falls silent, acre.
With a wild grin, I raise my arms, intensifying the flames around the defeated crabs. "Let's see what secrets they hid within!" I cry, hoping the heat will reveal any valuable items the creatures might have had.
I plant my shield firmly in the sand, scanning the perimeter with sharp, wary eyes. "Stay alert! We've dealt with crabs, but this jungle's bound to have more surprises."
I wipe my blade clean and quip, "Now let's see what's so important in here," as I flip open the trunk, peering inside for any loot or supplies.
I loom over the open trunk, the shadow of my form casting a morbid shroud. The treasures of life are ever fleeting, I intone softly, casting detect magic to reveal any hidden enchantments or ominous surprises.